You probably heard that gear doesn't matter. I'm getting rid of some today. Gear doesn't matter. Okay, maybe it actually does. Let's go get that. Thought I'd come back for the camera. Hey YouTube. Take your camera out of the cage and the tripod before you carry it with one hand down the trail. Also make sure you know where shade is before you start going full mile down the river walk to find a spot. But hey, we're here. Today we're talking about, does gear actually matter? You'll hear a lot of YouTubers say that camera gear doesn't matter. And to start this video, I want to preface that there's some validity to what they're saying. You know, to get started, to get going, camera gear really doesn't matter. But a lot of times that's where they stop. But I'm here to talk about the counterpoint to that gear actually does matter, and quite a bit. So just a disclaimer real quick, this video goes out to people who are aspiring to be freelancers, or early on in it, or even middle grade freelancers. Beyond that, you probably have more advice than me, but just a quick disclaimer, that's who this video is for. My hope isn't that this video is discouraging, it's just some advice as you grow your business and start moving forward. I don't want this at all to be discouraging as I talk about needing camera gear and you may not have any. So let's start off by saying camera gear does not just mean camera bodies and lenses. There's so much more that it could be. It could be lights, C-stands, good audio, monitor, filters for your camera. It could be sandbags. We all love sandbags. The sexiest camera equipment you can buy, sandbags. One thing I want to note pretty quickly, as you start doing this business, maybe not day one, but you're going to want to separate your finances from your personal life and your video life. We do that for two reasons. One, it's going to help you at the end of tax season, where you really are able to see pretty quickly, hey, here's what income I had, here's what expenses I had. So that's one, for taxes. And then two, like I was just saying, it is helpful for you to know what you're making. You know, are you making any money off of this? Are you spending all of it on gear? And just being able to have a place that is strictly, hey, this is where my filmmaking money is going, that you can look back to, reference, and know how you're doing, know if you're making any money, if you're spending too much. So beyond bodies and lenses, this camera gear actually does a lot. A light can take your shot from amateur looking to professional. A good mic can go unnoticed, but a bad one's gonna get noticed so quickly. Well, as videographers, we sell a service. We also sell an experience. Keep in mind that for a lot of our clients, our shoot day with them is the most exciting day of work they're gonna have all year. Part of the experience you're selling is you want to show them that you're going above and beyond. You don't want to just walk in there with a camera and, you know, just point it. You know, that doesn't look super professional. And not that it's all about looks, but you are selling experience. If you throw some lights down, some really good audio, and throw a reflector bouncing back on their face, making them look as good as possible, they're going to feel like movie stars. They're going to remember that experience really positively, and they're going to go on and tell their friends, like, hey, I got to be in a movie, pretty much. You need to hire Blake Davis Visuals, fill in whoever, what your freelance business name is. You need to hire them because they're going to make you feel like $1 million. And so you're selling an experience. So these things like lighting and audio and all these things that you're buying, they're super important. They're, one, making your image a lot better. There's a purpose for every single thing that you could buy. I mean, talking about that sandbag, you put that on your C-stand and it's going to make it more sturdy. And, you know, not super cool, but that shows your client that you care. You care about their safety. You're going above and beyond to make sure that this is the optimal experience for them in telling their story. So gear does go a long way. Another thing to think about is every other business in the world scales their business, puts money back into it. And everybody claims that gear doesn't matter. Well, if you're to stay with your iPhone, you're not going to attract big name clients. You're not going to attract these gigs that you really want to do. This is a very rough example, but think about a landscaping business. Granted, you know, a phone is probably not the same as clippers, but you can go ahead and cut that whole lawn with clippers. It's not an efficient use of your time. You're not going to be able to scale that well. It's taking a lot longer than it needs to, and gear with cameras can do a lot of the same thing. It's the more gear you have, to a certain extent, you're able to scale your business. You know, word of mouth and people's experience that they had on your video production is going to go a long way. Like all this sweat, golly, it's hot. Don't do these at noon on your lunch break, but gotta do what you gotta do. Check out Lookout, the Riverwalk. Love the city. Love the city a lot. Anyways, let's go back. So at the end of the day, it's a business that you're growing. Every other business in the world takes some of their money that they earn, their gross income, and they invest that back into their business to, in turn, make more money. A lot of this gear that you're buying is gonna be a huge, significant return on investment when you do this. Got a squeaker coming. So as other businesses grow, get more clients, they'll hire on more employees to help facilitate the job. They'll, you know, get a bigger office. All these things. The same thing goes with your gear. You should be investing back into it. You should be getting that new light that, you know, is going to make a huge jump in your quality. Now, my hope is that you do not misinterpret the point of this video and go out and buy that new body or that new lens that you were thinking about getting because you can justify it, that you'll get a return on investment. That's not what I'm saying. Anyways, do not misinterpret that this is what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, this is a business. It's not just some hobby or passion where story is all that matters. Story matters a lot, but it's a business. You gotta put back into it. I'd love to go in and talk about how I treat some of my finances as a business owner and how much I save and put back into the business, how much I give myself, because ultimately it's a job to make money for me. If you'd love to hear a little bit about how I approach money making in your business, if that sounds like a cool video idea, leave a comment down below if that sounds like something you want. So closing point, does gear matter? Frankly, yes. If you're doing this as a business, it does. It's gonna help you scale, make more money, tell the stories you really wanna be telling. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe, hit that like button, leave a comment. Please leave a comment. I love the comments, and we'll see you next time.
Hey man, gear don't matter. I can tell a story within it. Gear don't matter. I tell you, gear don't matter. Get rid of your camera. Gear don't matter.
I'm scared.